Bleach fans and everyone else looking forward to Bleach Rebirth of Souls. We just got 2 huge new reveals for the game, and this comes right after we just got opening 2 and the stock reveal. This week has been crazy and full of reveals, and I think we all expected it in the final month leading up to the game, and I think it's going to get a whole lot crazier too. And the 2 things that were revealed, I'm only going to talk about one, but those things were the new live stream of Morita continuing the story, but this time it's interesting. He's not playing the main story, he's playing the side stuff. And I'm not going to go over that in detail in this video, that's going to be the next video, but essentially he went over the side missions, the secret missions, and all the slice of life stuff. And it was actually very good, and in terms of quality, on par with the main story. But the big thing that I'm going to talk about came right after that stream, and this came out of nowhere. It is an entire special trailer, a cinematic trailer if you will, but this time specifically about Rukia and her story arc regarding Kaien and Aaroniero. And this wasn't some kind of slice of life story arc or anything like that, any super secret stuff. This was a real, I don't even want to say side story, it was her story from her perspective, and I guess Kaien too. And what's insane is we got 1 and in a way 2 character reveals from this trailer, that's right, and from the live stream too. And nobody predicted this character. At best we thought he'd be a boss fight in the story, but you know what, I'm going to cover it all in detail in this video. I'm your boy Kaisen. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, it helps immensely. Barely any of you subscribe according to my stats. It helps me so much guys if you sub. I just hit 1,000 subs, I'm trying to hit 2,000, and who knows, maybe I'll be a big channel one day and you can say you're an OG on my journey. So hit those buttons, like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. First of all, let's talk about the trailer itself. Now this trailer, like every trailer, has been beautiful in terms of the cinematics, the voice acting, everything. I watched it in English specifically, and Michelle Ruff is such a good voice for Rukia. One of the best female voice actresses for sure. And I mentioned this in the past in recent videos, but the facial expressions in this game, especially for Rukia, they nailed it. You know, her shock in the beginning, the shock in her voice, just on point. And you know, her captain's speech about honor regarding Kaien was on point, and at the end it comes full circle with her talking about fighting for Kaien's honor or something. And of course throughout the trailer we see the usual stuff, you know, the black and white flashbacks with her and Kaien, as well as some shots of her fighting Aaroniero, and we're going to talk about that more. And the usual shots with the writing on the screen, you know, talking about not dying and goodbyes coming without warning, all that stuff. The tragic scene of Kaien dying in her hands, great stuff. But what was so shocking about this trailer was the fact that we saw gameplay for Kaien and Aaroniero. And you might be wondering, was it just, you know, gameplay for a character that you fight in the story? Because we're expecting, just like the Hollows, many characters you'll be able to fight but won't be able to play as. And as I was watching the trailer, I thought maybe it's going to be one of those cases, you know, you just have a generic moveset and you don't get to play as him, you just fight him. But here's where it gets shocking. So as Kaien and Aaroniero are fighting, I was like, yo, their movesets look kind of detailed, you know, with the water effects and all that. They didn't have to go that hard, right? Well, here's where it gets crazy. The way Kaien pulls up to the fight looks just like how the other characters pull up in their gameplay trailers, you know, like when the character trailers come out. And then we see from Kaien's POV, you know, from the player's POV, playing as Kaien himself, fighting. And then shockingly, even after that, we see it back to the present timeline in the story mode, or I guess what's supposed to be in the story mode. Aaroniero fighting Rukia, and obviously with the design of Kaien, you know, when he takes his face and all that. And his outfit as well and everything. And we even see what looks like it could be special attacks with the water effects. We don't know the kit just yet, but it looks really cool. And we see Aaroniero when he kind of defeated Rukia. It was really cool. But more importantly, the gameplay. You know, we see literal, like, at least 15 seconds worth of gameplay here. Now I don't know what his awakening would be. We'll have to wait for an actual character reveal trailer. But first of all, there's 2 things I want to discuss about this. Would this be 2 characters or 1? It's just going to be 1 playable character with 2 different skins, the Aaroniero skin and Kaien, and that's completely reasonable as long as his voice lines are different and maybe like unique character interactions with others like Rukia. I'm sure, you know, like how Spock and Zero has unique interactions, I'm sure this will have unique voice lines for each skin, and maybe like a win quote or something if they're going that route. But the other thing is, what does that mean for the roster? Because I don't think you guys realize how insane this is for the roster. And yeah, you might be thinking, look, Kaien / Aaroniero as one character is a cool addition, right? It's cool that they added him. We didn't expect it. But it's so much more than that, guys, because if they're willing to add Aaroniero, first of all, not even in a weekly trailer, they're just adding him out of nowhere. Maybe he'll count as one of the upcoming weekly trailers, but I feel like there's several more characters that are to be announced, and he wasn't one of them. So it looks like the character roster could be more than 34 characters. And it also seems like they're willing to add characters out of nowhere, you know. So I feel like maybe, you know how Sparking Zero did this as well, and I think Marvel Rivals, I said this recently, they could just announce multiple characters at once right before the game comes out. Like, we're all expecting Baragan and Dangai Ichigo, but I feel like there's more that could be announced, you know. I feel like Ishin could be a playable character. I spoke about this in my last video, because if you didn't know, in the second opening of the game, which we saw yesterday, they teased, or they showed Ishin, and they showed Aaroniero, and they showed Tensa Zangetsu, which, if he's a playable character, we don't know. But what I'm saying is, it looks like the prediction from that opening might be coming true, starting with Aaroniero / Kaien. And Ishin is a perfectly reasonable character to be playable, and of course Baragan too, but I feel like we're all expecting Baragan anyway, or at least most people are. And Yami, but Yami personally, I don't know. Most people seem to be arguing me, saying base form Yami will be playable, but just not the giant form. I guess that's reasonable too, you know, he's a big part of the story mode. And after seeing Kaien / Aaroniero, I'm a lot more confident about Yami being playable in the game. So what I took from this is, of course, Kaien and Aaroniero being playable as one character, but I also think it means we're going to be getting a lot more characters than we thought. Like, I still think Yumachika could be in the game, guys, especially after this. Now I think Yami will be, Baragan will be. Come on, if they're adding Aaroniero, then Baragan and Yami should be. I admit it, Yami will probably be in the game. Dangai Ichigo, and we'll see who else, I guess. Who knows, maybe they can add some gag characters like, I don't know, maybe Don Kanonji or something like that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Other than that, the other thing we took from this is that the side stories are amazing. As for the slice of life stuff and the the secret stories, I don't know if they'll all look like this. Well, we kind of have a better idea now because of the live stream, but I'm gonna save that for the next video. But with that said, lock in, subscribe, hit that like button. It helps me immensely. Literally like 90% of you watch this without subscribing. What are you doing? Especially if you're watching at this point of the video, just hit that sub button already. I know you know I'm going to be on your homepage as it is, so just hit that sub button. Be an OG on my journey, because I'm in this for the long run, and maybe one day you can say you're an OG for a big channel, because I hope to be a big channel one day and you can help me. And also check out my other videos on screen now. I do other videos on Bleach Rebirth of Souls and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and anime games in general. Like, I should be doing a video on the live stream itself, as well as yesterday's video on the new opening. But with that said, follow my Twitter in the description below. I've been your boy Kaisen, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.